Hi, and welcome to HUR at Home Music and More Night. I'm your host, Angela Stribling. And this young man, oh my gosh, he left his own listening party just to talk to us tonight. He's got an amazing new song that we're playing a lot on WHUR. It's called Sway, and we're going to talk to him about his career and all about his new song. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Reggie Becton.
How's it going? How are
Hey,
you?
Reggie.
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
I am super excited that you're here. We were getting a little nervous. We're like, where is he? But we didn't
No,
know.
no, no worries. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Oh, that's so awesome. So, you know what? Congratulations on just a really cool budding career. I mean, you're kind
Thank
of,
you so much.
early in the game and coming on really strong. Uh, I'm happy to know that you're from the DMV. From
Yes,
Prince
PG
George's
County,
County.
Maryland.
Yes. So where? Where in Prince
So
George's?
I grew up in Fort Washington, but my mom, my family, we now live in Upper Marlboro, and I went to McKinley Tech. So I'm a techite.
Nice. Yeah, that's beautiful. There's some beautiful homes in Upper Marlboro. Just watch
Yeah,
the changes in Prince George's County over the
exactly.
right now. It's the place to be.
It is indeed. I come home and I'm like, nothing looks the same. Like, nothing feels the same anymore.
It is completely different. I mean, right or wrong. I mean, you could say that about Washington, D.C. I've been there, my entire adult life. Now I'm kind of back
Ah,
and forth between
okay.
California and DC
Nice.
like you. So here you are in California. I could just listen to your album, your last album, and and hear how you feel about California.
And you can listen to that and hear exactly how California's been treating me. But I'm hanging in there slowly but surely.
How, that had to be rough, especially, I mean, you're young. Oh, Annette said hello from the South.
Oh
The
wow,
South.
what's happening? I think that might be my cousin.
Is that your
I don't
cousin?
know.
I
Maybe not.
love
I do
that.
have a cousin named Annette.
Is it Annette M. Jackson? Is that your cousin?
I don't know. I don't know about the
Okay.
last
We're going
name.
to call you cousin anyway,
Yeah,
Annette.
we don't call her cousin. We all cousins.
So you first moved, let's just take us on this journey with you. You left Fort Washington, Upper
Hmm.
Marlboro, you move out to Los Angeles.
Yep.
And so how was that initially? Just, I know we could listen to the music, but we want to
No,
hear.
it was a very trying move. Like everything about, and it's one of those moves that I didn't like. I underestimated in a way.
Yeah.
Like everything about LA is different than what Maryland is like. And I just moved thinking like, hey, like I'll be fine. I have $1,000 and I'll find my way. And when I got here, it was like, whoa, things are, like cost of living is a lot more expensive. And like things that kind of mess with me that I didn't think would mess with me, like the different grocery store names, trying to find a new mechanic, like going out the house every day and getting lost because you don't know the bus and the public transportation route. So little things like that, I didn't really expect to like bother me. And
Mm,
even the weather, like I have a song on my album California called Depression,
yeah.
and I feel like when I first got here, I went through a depression because every day was sunny, but and I feel like when the East Coast, when summertime hits and the sun starts shining, it's like life is good. Like everyone gets happy. Seasonal depression is over.
And
We all
in the DMV, you get the 4 full seasons.
exactly
Full seasons.
four seasons. So
Let
here,
it
when it just suns, when the sun would just shine every day, and then the inside I'm feeling like rain, or on the inside I'm feeling like snow. It was hard to figure out that dichotomy of like the sun shining, I should be happy, but I
beautiful.
feel this way. Exactly.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Especially, I mean, you grew up with the 4 seasons, and this is one of the DMV, Washington, D.C. especially, is one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
One of
And
the most beautiful cities.
I mean, it is. It just hands down. I mean, that's just the reality of it all. And, California is lovely too. I mean, it's beautiful in a different way. But I could imagine the adjustment, not to mention, growing up, in Washington, D.C., it's just the culture is all there.
Exactly. It's a great culture there. And like I tell people all the time out here, they get mad because like I'm like, like East Coast food, especially like DC and Maryland, like we just have great food. We have great Chinese, we have great Thai food, we have great Indian, we have great soul food. Like we just like seafood, like you can't get any crabs out here. So like that's the thing. But like yeah, just the culture of theirs, it's just a lot more like a lot more like hustle, a lot more grind mentality,
Yeah.
a lot more communal. I feel like out here it's not as communal as
So
it is.
spread out.
Yeah, it's so spread out. So like everyone's in separate pockets of LA that like it's hard to like intervene and commune.
Yeah. So so that's just the reality of it all. But you know what? You're there, your music is thriving, and you figure it out, right?
Yes.
Along the way. So what are some of the things that you've kind of maybe started appreciating and settling into?
Yeah, the weather, like not having snow, like um, one Christmas, like I want to say maybe two Christmases ago, I went home and I like extended my trip a little bit to like where it was in more in January, and I got hit in that snowstorm, and I had to. My mom was like, in the morning time, my mom's like, get up and go
Oh
shovel
my
the
God.
driveway, and in my head, I'm thinking like
If
me
I was in
shovel,
LA.
yeah, like if I'm in LA, who's gonna do it? And so me and my mom, we go out there and we shovel the snow. And then the whole time in my head, I'm wondering like, where are the little kids at that you can like pay to do this? They're probably all in the house making TikTok
$10.
videos.
Yeah.
So like, it was no little kids there to shovel the snow for me. So that was something I can appreciate now. Um, the beach is like right outside, so that's cool. You can
Mhm.
go to the beach and drive. Sometimes I appreciate the traffic because it gives me the time to like really just drive home slow and like slows your pace of life down. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
sometimes good for me when I want to talk to God or I want to like meditate or just think and things like that. So that's something I'm like beginning slowly but appreciate. And then I think like beyond all things, like opportunity out here is just vast. Like you walk outside of your door and you could just fall in the studio with SZA one day, or you can fall in the studio with like Rodney Jerkins. So it's like things like that is like amazing to be out here and be afforded some of those opportunities.
You know, I love that. And it's funny that you mentioned his name. Talk about your relationship with Rodney Jerkins and how he came on your radar.
Yeah, like Rodney Jerkins came on my radar as a kid, like watching shows like Making a Band when he was
Yeah.
working with them, but also like I'm a big Brandy fan and I love her catalog. Like Full Moon is like my favorite album, and he produced Full Moon. I was one of those kids who used to read through the liner notes.
Yeah.
That's been cool. So then finally I got the chance to work with him when I was writing songs for another fellow Washingtonian, Alex Vaughn, who's doing amazing things. And she's from DC and she's an R&B artist, and I wrote a couple songs
Nice.
on her album. And Rodney Jerkins produced those songs, so I got to go to Florida and work firsthand with Rodney and like hear him guide me in the studio and give me advice and kind of like almost mentor me a bit. And now I have his number in my phone. A humble flex, I have his number in my phone, and
Yeah.
we communicate every now and then. And he's a big supporter, and he's definitely someone who's so open to newer artists and working with newer acts. So I really just appreciate
That's so
him
good.
tremendously.
There are a couple other people I read that are on your radar like that. Like
Hmm.
Tank. What's your
Yes,
relationship with him?
I haven't had to meet him yet, but I did. He did hop on a song that I'm a part of, so we're on the same song together. So I can
Nice.
say I worked with him, and he's one of like my biggest inspirations. He's also from the DMV, so it's that
Yes,
connection as well. So
exactly.
I'm hoping I do get to meet him, and I'm hoping I can work with him on another song.
I'm sure you will. And you've got your conversation starters ready.
Yes, exactly.
We're on the same song. We're from the same area. And also 112.
Yes, so that's coming up. And we haven't even announced it, so you got the scoop.
I'm telling you, I'm just
You
trying to
have the
do the
scoop. But
research.
yeah, we 112 is hopping on one of my songs. One of my biggest songs today is called Room 143. It's been doing really well. It's almost at 10 million streams, and it's off my California album.
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah, it's super great. And 112 is hopping on it, and it'll be out later this summer. So we're super excited about that too. I
Love
finally
it.
heard the mix back, and I'm like, little me is like gushing because like in high
Oh,
school, I got to like pay homage to them, and like in a play in a theater company, I got to, reenact, and I was Slim in the group, and to hear Slim on my song now, it's like a full circle moment. So I'm super excited about that.
that is beautiful. I can only imagine how
No, it's
you're
crazy.
feeling. I mean, you're, as I said initially, you're young, but young in your career. You're just breaking down those
Yeah.
doors and it's happening. And so, yes, Annette, congratulations.
Thank you so much, cousin Annette.
Yes, cousin Annette for sure. So, I know DC has influenced you and has influenced you.
Yes, tremendously.
How?
Yes, tremendously. I think just like go-go, go-go being such an eclectic sound, and like go-go is infused with rock, R&B, soul, hip hop. It's so much infused that it trains your ear to be open to more genres of music. So when I like in my development, when I was a little kid, I was able to like find rock that I love, or find R&B that I love, or find neo soul I love, and then also just how go-go puts a spin on music. It's like the greatest cover band ever, and I don't say that in a disrespectful way at all. I think that like the way they just rearrange songs and reimagine them
Oh, yeah.
is like genius, and I think that
Yeah.
like not enough people give go-go artists credit and go-go bands credit that they deserve. And I think they're some of the most talented musicians, some of the most talented creatives, and being so close to that scene, I think just helped me when I go into the studio. There's not one sound I'm running away from. There's not no
Beautiful.
sonic identity that I'm afraid of, because I know what's possible with all these sonic worlds based on go-go and how that was able to live in DC.
I love it. Yeah. Go-go is very much alive in DC. I mean, that is,
Yes,
they go hand in hand.
yes, yes,
Go-go in
yes.
DC, definitely. I mean, and there's so many great artists who have come out of Washington, DC. Marvin Gaye. I mean, even
My God.
modern day artists, Genuine,
Hmm.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
uh, Ari Lennox. I mean, there's so
so
many
many
poets,
talented people.
yeah,
Maya,
different
she's great.
Maya, yeah, and in different genres of music.
Hmm.
Um, I also read that Philadelphia, I guess the Philly sound has
Yeah.
influenced you too. Talk about that.
Tremendously. I went to Temple University, so I graduated from Temple University. Go Owls! But while there, I was just able to like really, listen to the neo soul scene and like really hear so much spoken word and poetry. And I think that allowed me to like really develop my writing more. When you're just surrounded by all these great poets and these great writers and orators, and how they use words to like impact mood and change feeling. That like when I approach songs, I'm always thinking like, okay, this is great, but also where's the poetry in this? Like, how do I make this a bit more poetic? How do I say something that sums up my feelings but has never been said before? So like it gives me that healthy balance of like writing and also performing and recording. So
I
Philly
love
was an amazing time.
Not to mention, I mean, just the writing. You're such a good storyteller. I mean, just even listening to you
Thank
speak,
you.
how you're describing, how the music has influenced you. I love it. I love your thought process, and it
Thank
must
you.
carry
No.
over into your songwriting.
Yeah, like to me, the best songs, like I'm a big fan of Marvin Gaye that you mentioned before. I like when I think about my career and the trajectory, he's one person that comes to mind, like being from DC and how he became an icon of his genre and of his time is something that like I'm like, oh, I need that. Like that's who I'm like trying to walk in the steps behind. But also I'm really inspired by Prince. And I think both of them were
Ooh,
great storytellers. They knew
yes.
how to tell stories in a unique way, but also knew how to tell it in a way that was relatable to everyone. So those are people that I study their catalogs a lot. I see how they, compose songs, see how they wrote songs. And anytime I approach one of my songs, I'm always thinking like, honestly, I'm even in the studio like, all right, Marvin and Prince, what do y'all got for me today? Because I truly believe in like that ancestry will speak from you for you if you call on it.
Ooh, I love that so much. Now, those two geniuses who you just mentioned. Oh, wait,
Yes.
cousin Annette, Johnny Gill, you're right, from
Johnny
DC.
Gill, yep.
Can't
Another
forget
great
that.
one.
I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But what I was going to say is you're channeling, these amazing artists who were hands down sex symbols. I mean, the
Yes.
sexiness, they just oozed sexiness. And
Mhm.
so when you're channeling these brothers, I mean, I'm sure that's a big part of it.
That is like I don't think I found my magic in that category yet. I'm still working on my sexy, but like with this latest album, Sad Boy, that comes out tomorrow, comes out maybe in 3 hours now. That I really wanted to channel more of that sensual energy and more of that
Nice.
sexiness and try to exude some of that because it's an area that I normally don't really go to in my music, and it's where I've been at in life. So I'm liking that right now.
Ooh, that's nice. Tap in, tap in.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
work
yeah.
with many people.
Right, right, right.
And so Sway, I'm sure everyone's
Yes.
celebrating you. They're at your party, having a party waiting for you
Right,
now.
right.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Sway and how that came about. And did you write the whole thing? Who wrote with you? Who produced? Tell us all about it.
Yeah, Sway is one of those songs that like really just kind of came out of nowhere. I was in the studio with my executive producer Aiden Carroll, who I worked with like for the last four of my projects. So we've really been like locking in and like really trying to just define a sound. And we started with some keys on that with the organ sound, and it was a extra part of the organ sound that I didn't really care for, but I love like those first two bars. So we end up looping that, and then we just end up kept adding layers. And I told him like when we were talking about this Sad Boy project, I told him like I wanted to be rock infused. I wanted to have more experimental. Like I wanted to feel like Prince, but I wanted to feel like Mike Dean and a little bit of Kanye and a little
Woo!
bit like like a little bit of like Usher, like all those people in one, like just trying to find those sounds and those sonic pockets. And it was cool because we came up with something so original, and it has distortion, which is one of my favorite plugins, and like effects on vocals,
Mm,
and it just feels good, like and when I was in the studio, I wrote the song, and my producers helped me a bit with the writing behind it. But I really was trying to like a song that kept coming to mind was "No Diggity" by Blackstreet.
oh,
How macho that song is and how like aggressive it is, but it also still so loving, and you just
yeah.
want to sing along to it. And I feel like that's some of the energy we were trying to channel on Sway. And it just takes you on a ride from the beginning. Like it starts so it feels like a roller coaster. And once you hear that it's different every time we make love, you're on for a true journey. So I love that song. I tell people all the time, I wish every song sound like Sway. I'm
I
so
love
glad that
it.
like you guys have been playing it. It's really I get like DMs every day about people
Oh,
from
do you? Oh, that's so good.
everyone.
Yeah, it's real. Oh, Diana's watching from your hometown, watching
Wow.
Fort Washington.
Fort Washington in the house.
Oh, I love that. See, we're bringing home to you.
Yes, this is important.
I love that. I mean, and yes, we love Sway, and we've been rocking it since it came out. And
Thank you so much.
yeah, I mean, keep dropping all this good music. And you've got the good fortune of working with some really good producers, and that means a lot too.
Yes, yes, yes. I have a great production team. Aiden, Ja, like I've been fortunate enough to work with Dre Harris, who is amazing. JV, Harmony Samuels, both are two people that I've been able to work with. So like the list is starting to grow, and I'm super excited. It almost had me at the point where I'm like, all right, like I gotta go back home and redo some of my goals because I'm like I'm scratching them off a bit too fast these days.
Keep writing new goals and keep reaching them. Yeah, keep attaining your goals, keep on
Thank
singing,
you.
keep writing, keep doing what you do. And
Thank you so
we're
much.
glad you made the sacrifice to, moving to LA. If that meant having access to the people that you've been, blessed to work with, it's
Yes.
worth it. It's definitely
It's
worth it.
It's been so worth it. I tell all my like creative friends or like any artist who's thinking about a big decision, like if it's surrounding a move, like just do it. Like a lot of times we just like overthink things. We're so afraid of like what will be and what won't be. And I think sometimes we just have to like really just sit back, talk to God, and when He give you that signal, when you hear that voice to move, just step out on faith, and it truly doesn't lead you wrong. Like
Yeah.
and also just like investing and betting on yourself. Never you never regret that. Like you regret listening to other people, you regret taking other people's advice, you regret like making a bad decision, but you never regret betting on yourself. So like if it's time for you to bet on yourself, just do it.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And, that was a bold move. I can't even lie. Had
No.
$1,000 in your pocket going to LA. Now you did have somewhere to live.
So I moved with a friend from college, who I still live with today. It's one of my best friends. Shout out Mello. And we moved. We had like $1,000, and we just stayed in Airbnbs for our first year. So like we would get month long Airbnbs, and I mean they were like it was times we were sharing rooms with three other strangers. It was
Wow.
times where we were like in like a box room, and it was just three of us, and it was only two beds, and we would rotate the floor. Like we really gave our all to sacrifice to be here,
Yeah.
like, and it just started to pay off. Like a couple months, we all got jobs. We were able to find a new place, like, so it was just like one of those things, and I still have that job today. I still work a 9 to 5. So like I'm a 9 to 5 at a job. And then after that, I'm a music extraordinaire. I feel like Hannah Montana sometimes.
Right. I love that though. I mean, I love that you are taking us on this is real. You're taking
Yes.
us on what's really happening in your life. And oftentimes you have to make those sacrifices. It's a calculated risk. It wasn't just I feel like singing, I'm just going to drop everything and move to LA. And sometimes, I mean, there's so many people who have done that and it doesn't quite work out. So
Right.
it's good to have your bases covered while you're reaching for your goals. And I
Yeah.
mean, you've got millions of streams. You're a success story already, and you're still
Thank
working
you
the
so
night.
much.
Keep on
Yes.
doing what you're doing, and you are an inspiration. We're
I
proud of
appreciate
you.
that. Thank you so much. No, like having hometown support is super important to me. Like, moving here before I really got my start in music, it makes it hard for me like to connect with my fans and listeners back in DC or back in Maryland and that in the DMV area. So anytime I'm able to do a show at home or like do interviews from like hometown outlets and things like that, they mean extra special to me because that means like the music is connecting with people
It's
who
nice.
I hold dear because like without DC, without Maryland, like I'm nothing. That was a place that really gave me all the creative energy, gave me the mic, gave me the encouragement, like really deposited me to be the person I am today. So I truly appreciate this.
That's beautiful. That's beautifully said. And I mean, it's you who took the ball and ran with it. So we were appreciative of you too. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank
And
you so much.
yeah, keep coming back to DC and
I
listening to
shall.
WHUR as much as you want, as much as possible. And this is going to live on WHUR's Facebook page forever,
Okay.
WHUR forever, WHUR's YouTube page. So if you ever feel like visiting our pages and connecting with the listeners, and feel free to do that. You're free to do that. We
I
welcome.
will indeed. Thank you so much.
And where can they reach you on social media?
So everyone can follow me at Reggie Becton on all social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, whichever one you name it, I'm there. And my album Sad Boy comes out in maybe 3 hours, but officially releases on May 5th. And it's great. I promise you, it's great.
I love it. Well, we got the scoop on that one. Reggie, get back to your party.
Thank you so much. I
Thank
truly
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, Reggie Becton, he's got this hot new single. It's called Sway. You can hear it on WHUR, but make sure you follow him on social media as well. Download all of his streams. That's how we support the artist. And go and see him when he's in concert. And we will see you Sunday night. Don't forget, Jackie Gales Webb always has her major inspirations on this same platform. Thank you for keeping 96.3 your number one music station. We are here for you every single day. Pillow Talk with Angela is on every Sunday night right after the original Quiet Storm. So I'll see you then. Have a good night. Bye.